Hello everybody, I'm Passeray, and I'm going to be taking you through an all-levels, out-of-bounds run of 102 Dalmatians Puppies to the Rescue. This doesn't skip most of the levels like the any percent category does, but it's still on the shorter side. The out-of-bounds tricks are fun and pretty frequent, so there's always something cool going on. This can be run either on its own, as the main event, or with a Save the Puppies incentive to upgrade it to the All Puppies category, and that would about double the runtime. There's also an opportunity for a birthday incentive to give Priscilla the pig her birthday present in the Barnyard level. Alright, so the run starts when I skip this first cutscene. So that'll be in 3, 2, 1, start. And right off the bat, I'm going to be doing an out of bounds. I'm going to be jumping into the void over this fence down here. Whoops. And this isn't the fastest way to do this level, but it is the most fun and consistent. And there we go. We're done with Regent's Park. And now we're in Toy Store. And luckily, after that really fast start, the next two levels don't have much in the way of out of bounds or anything like that. So I can explain a little bit more about this game. Oops. So this is 102 Dalmatians, and it was released alongside the 102 Dalmatians live-action movie in 2000. But it has a completely different plot, and aside from the characters, not much relation to what goes on in 102 Dalmatians. So in the movie, Corella is back to her old ways. She wants to make puppies into coats. But in the game, for some reason, Corella has a toy line. She is in charge of a toy company, and it's failing miserably. And all of these enemies that are around are her toys, so maybe you can see why it's failing miserably. But Cruella thinks that it's failing miserably because all of the kids in England are spending their money on pets instead. So her solution then is to kidnap all of the pets and turn them into realistic toys, and then sell them back to the kids. Which is kind of gruesome. And probably less child-friendly than the original fur coats thing that she was going for. But that's what's happening here. That's why we were in the toy store. That's why there's all these toys around trying to attack us. Because Corella has programmed her toys to go and kidnap all of the pets and put them in boxes. And so we're going to go around England rescuing them, because Corella has kidnapped all of our siblings. Now we're in Big Ben, making our way out into the countryside. I'm gonna try a trick right here. See if we can get it. Oh, nope. That's okay. Even without that trick, we're going to be able to go up here. I'm gonna switch dogs right now. Just a second ago I was Domino, and Domino has spots, and now we're Oddball, who doesn't have spots, which is why she's called Oddball. And we switched to Oddball not because her movement is faster, but because she says things faster. So there is one unskippable cutscene in this run, and Oddball is faster for it. And so like I was saying, for the plot of this game, you will see puppies in boxes. You might be wondering if we're going to save them, and unfortunately for this category, we will not be saving any puppies. But there is an all puppies category where you can save the puppies. And now you'll notice that we are in the void. So what I just did was one of the fundamental tricks for speedrunning this game. If you get the puppy trapped between something and the wall and then jump, you'll be pushed out of bounds. So I used a toy to get out of bounds there. And then I got to float through the void right to the end. And now we're gonna do our first Cruella fight. And in this one, we'll be flinging pineapples at Corella. And Corella must have some fear of fruit, because there is lots of fruit flinging in the Cruella fights. But now what we're going to do for this one is every time you hit the bell, it freezes her. And we're going to stun lock her in place by just hitting the bell over and over again. Which definitely isn't what they intended for that level, but it works really well. So now we've done the first Cruella Fight out of 4, and now we're in Royal Museum. And Royal Museum is the first task-based level. There's 2 of them. And in these task-based levels, you have to do all the tasks because the exit isn't spawned until you've done them all. So in Royal Museum, we have to collect all the artifacts and bring them back to Fluffy, the dog. So we just collected the Roman coin. Now we have the scarab. We also have to get the dinosaur bone and the crown. Yeah, pineapples do make a pretty good weapon, actually. Out of all the fruits that you could sling at people, pineapples are heavy, spiky, and acidic. Destroyer, hey, how's it going? Alright, so now I'm going to do a small out-of-bounds trick here. I'm going to use the toast bot to get to the 2nd level. Just like that. Which is a really awesome use for toast. You didn't know that toast could clip you out of bounds. And I suppose in real life it can't, but in 102 Dalmatians it can. And then here's a big slow boost. And so slope boosts, you'll see me do some other ones too, but that's one of the biggest ones. Slope boosts work when you jump and then roll onto a slope. You can get a slope boost, and that one's really big because it's such a big slope. And now we've brought the donut back to Fluffy. And you might be thinking that a donut isn't a museum artifact, and you would be right about that. Fluffy is hungry, and he won't let us leave until we bring him the donut. But we did, and now we're free to go. And now we're in the underground. And so first I'm going to use another slope boost to get a boost on the subway train. Whoops. I'm going to not die on the 3rd rail. And then this time I'm going to be using this puppy box to get out of bounds. And again, if you want to save the puppies, we do have an all puppies category. But since we defeat Corella, I like to think that all the puppies are free at the end of this anyways. But we are in the void again in underground. We're going to be rolling right to the end. And there we go. And now we're in Carnival. Undoubtedly the hardest level. That's a complete joke, by the way. When I played this as a kid, I would have been completely mind blown by the fact that you don't have to do any of this. You can just roll right to the end. There's a lot of fun stuff going on in Carnival. And you get to see that if you do all puppies or 100%, but not in the all levels category. And now I'm going to do another out of bounds with this tractor. The key there is to turn over the tractor at the right distance from the wall so that you can get out of bounds with it. And then now we're just floating. We get to skip most of Lumber Mill this way. Rolling is the fastest out of bounds. The only problem is that you can't really see very well where you're going, so you have to use it sparingly. But we're on to the 2nd Cruella Fight. And this time we're throwing watermelons at her. This one's a little bit tricky because some of her movement is random. This is also where that unskippable cutscene comes in. Oh, that was close. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, she moved. She changed directions. And this is the unskippable cutscene. And that's that. We've defeated Corella 2 times now. Now we're in Countryside. This one's a pretty short level. Just some fun slow boosts that we're going to be doing. Oops. That was a bit of a slow boost. A slow one. But watch for the big slow boost at the end. It's pretty fun. That was a little one right there. Right over there, there's Stonehenge. We're not going to really see it. But here's our big slow boost. And there we go. If you play the 100%, you get to destroy Stonehenge. Because that's just a thing you can do in this game. But we're not playing 100% luckily, so Stonehenge gets to remain intact. And now we're in Barnyard. And so this is the second task-based level. In this one, we're helping Priscilla the pig out, and you might notice that Priscilla the pig is wearing a birthday hat, and that's because it's her birthday. But the farmer is really lazy and isn't doing the chores, so we're gonna help her do the chores. So we just turned on the water. And now we're gonna fix the windmill. And next we're gonna put the hens back in their coop. And this level's really big, and you have to go back to Priscilla for each task. So we're gonna rely on death warps in this level. So I'm just setting that up right now. And now we gotta get the hens in. Okay, good. And now I'm going to get this last hen in and die at the same time so that the cutscenes stack. Just like that, you can hear the rooster in the background. And now we're back to Priscilla. And then the next task is going to be fixing the, or not fixing the silo, draining the silo of hay. No, grain. It's got grain in it. Bandit Yoshi, thank you for the raid. Hi, everybody. I'm recording some commentary for this speedrun. So welcome on in. You're gonna learn some things about Dalmatians. You might have noticed I just jumped through that haystack. That is actually an out-of-bounds trick, because when you jump into that corner, for some reason you end up on top of the haystack. And now I'm gonna be emptying the silo, because the farmer left his tools at the bottom of the silo, and we need to get them out for him.
Don't forget to follow and subscribe.
Don't forget to follow and subscribe. Hi everybody, how's it going? We are now doing the last task in Barnyard, and we're going to be knocking down the farmer's outhouse. Which might sound like some pro-revenge, but actually Priscilla is just really nice. And, ooh, Priscilla's just really nice. And we're gonna help the farmer out. So I did just go through the wall there. Just a small out of bounds to get through the wall. And we're knocking down that outhouse because the farmer got indoor plumbing. Yes, there is a dog at the bottom of the silo. I'm not sure how it survived, but it's doing great at the bottom of the silo. And that's that. That's Barnyard. You might have noticed that there was a small little cut to the present at the end of Barnyard. We can give Priscilla the present, and that is a really great donation incentive, but we don't have to, and it's faster to not. And now we're in Ice Festival. And that was a really cool trick that I did. That's really hard to explain in the moment, but if I had a commentator, they could be talking through it for sure. What I was doing was getting pinned by the penguin to the wall, and then it's just a few frames that you have, because you have to jump backwards at the same time that you take damage from the penguin. So it has an audio cue that I use to know exactly when to jump. And then now we're in Ancient Castle, where I'm going to do another out of bounds right here, using this corner. Oh. There's a funny little thing that happens when you have a corner that's at this angle, and then move the camera out, you can get out of bounds. And then we roll through the void right to the end. And so now we're on to the third Cruella fight. We're going to be flinging pumpkins at her this time. And there's a manipulation that I'm going to be doing to get Corella to the right place. Because otherwise she just kind of wanders around the top, but if I do the manipulation, then she'll be right where we want her. Because after we're done shooting this wall, we're going to start shooting Corella with pumpkins. And now we're in Spooky Forest. Not much going on here. We're just gonna get to the end. Yeah, Gibbs, I know. I think about that sometimes. Like, they just have a silo with a puppy at the bottom of it, but actually silos are really dangerous. Silos are not the place that you want your puppies to be. Now we're in Hedge Maze, which really is a maze if you're running some of the more complicated categories, like all puppies are 100%. But in this case, we're just gonna go to the end, so it doesn't turn out to be that much of a maze for us. Don't worry guys, I'm almost done with this run and then I can properly greet the raiders. We're so close. This is one of the biggest instances of RNG in this run, is this puzzle. I just completed it, as you saw, but it is RNG how many times you have to turn each piece. And that wasn't so great RNG, but that's okay. It also wasn't terrible. Could have been worse. But right now I'm going to use another toast bot to get out of bounds. Because who knew toast was so useful? And this time I'm going to use the toast itself. To fling myself out of bounds. And into the void. And that's it, we're done with DeVille Manor. And now we're on to Toy Factory. Which is the last real level, because then we fight Corella one more time. I'm gonna try a clip with this penguin right here. Ah, that was really cool. Almost. Almost. If I get that clip, it really saves a ton of time, but it's a very inconsistent one, so... Like Heli Clip in Big Ben, worth trying, but never a sure thing. So instead, you're gonna get to see the rest of Toy Factory. And this level is kind of scary. As a child, I was terrified of it because of all the loud noises and crushing things. And I'm not sure what purpose all of these machines serve, but I guess they make toys in some fashion. This might be another reason that Corella's toy business failed, though. I'm not sure that she knows what all these machines do. But I'm going to be using another punching bag toy to get out of bounds here. Oh, not like that. You head back up here. It's past the point where the punching bag spawns, so I'm just going to reset it real quick. And then try again. Oh. Let me try it with it closer to the wall. Nope. Alright, we'll reset it one more time. Once we get out of bounds, we can just go right to the end. Oh, bonk. Oh. Ow. Yeah, that's right, oddball. Ow. Perfect. So now we're out of bounds, and that room that's straight ahead is where we're going, so I can just roll there. And then we're through. Perfect. And now we're on to the last level. This is the last Cruella Fight. And so this time we get a laser, but we don't get to shoot Corella with the laser. We do not get to shoot Corella with the laser. We just get to shoot her machinery. So first we shoot out the boxes. Now we shoot these robot heads that try to shoot us with lasers. And this one is also pretty heavy on the RNG because when and where these robot heads pop up is based on RNG, but we can hope. Well, that could have been worse. So now there's one more phase. We're going to shoot the orbs. There are some giant electric orbs. And then we'll have defeated Cruella. So time is going to happen when the 3 out of 3 appears on the screen, which will be in just a moment here. Time! And so now we drop Corella into the super gloop. This super gloop was her plan for turning the puppies into lifelike toys. You can see that maybe her plan wouldn't have even worked very well. But that was the plan. This super gloop would make toys. But that's the end of the run. We have defeated Corella. We have saved the puppies, but not actually. But they're safe now because Corella's not around anymore. And thank you so much for watching this run.